What is going on, community? It is TJ, aka Flash by Night, and we are here catching up with the comics. So, on the last episode of Catching Up with the Comics, I started to dive into this story called The Bottom, Moon Knight, issues number 1 through 6 from 2006. And in issue 1, we basically explained that Moon Knight is really at the bottom. Moon Knight is beat up. He's hurt. He's begging Khonshu to let him be a hero again. He wants to get back in those shoes, and he's abusing pills and alcohol, and he's in a wheelchair. Like he is really, really, truly at the bottom, and pretty much lost everybody. And issue number 2 spends a good bit of time showing us why he's at the bottom. And the thing that leads him to the bottom is the grand fight between he and his arch enemy, Bushman. They have a big fight on the roof where Moon Knight is kind of inner monologue asking if he's lost a step, if there's a reason why he can't beat Bushman as handily as he used to. Is it overconfidence? Is he using the same moves whereas Bushman has evolved? He's asking himself all these questions because this fight, they're going toe to toe, and it is probably one of the most brutal fights, at least I've seen in comics. So what we're gonna do is I want to skip to the part where we get to A, how badly Moon Knight is hurt, and B, a joke we saw in Moon Knight issue number 1 that just came out last week. So basically, we've got Moon Knight in an alley, bleeding, broken, just fell off of a building, jacked up his knees and everything. But the fight is not over for him or Bushman, because he eventually gets the upper hand, and with one of his crescent moons, literally cuts Bushman's face off. So when you read Moon Knight number 1 and someone jokes about Moon Knight cutting their face off, Moon Knight has literally cut his arch enemy's face off. And but aside from that, he's still really, really broken up, really badly beat. I think the lengths he goes to beat Bushman tells you how hurt he is, how desperate he is, and what leads basically to the bottom. And the rest of the book kind of introduces you to his friend Crawley, who comes and he brings Moon Knight his medicine, and that's who's been supplying him. But also, he kind of fits the description that I was talking about in Moon Knight number 1 from last week, which is I kind of like the second or third character that's kind of a smart aleck, kind of sarcastic, does the job, but he's not going to just play nice and be yes man. And that's kind of who Crawley is. He's also Moon Knight's information broker, ear to the streets kind of all around guy. And he basically tells Moon Knight that one of his friends, who is a guy named Frenchie, we'll meet him in the next issue, but one of his friends wants to see him. And like I said, Moon Knight is at the bottom and alone, and so that this meeting isn't going to be like the friendliest meeting in the world. But that's going to happen in issue 3. We also, at the very last page, get this character who goes by the name The Profiler. And someone tells him that Asset Prime, who is Moon Knight, is finally on the move. And so we'll find out later on who that group is that's having the profiler, who I guess has this uncanny ability to see and sense people and just know everything about them from the first meeting, from the first words they say, knows everything about them. And so that's kind of where we leave off, is Moon Knight finally getting out of the house to go see the one person that doesn't hate him. Well, besides Crawley, the one person that doesn't hate him. But I don't think Crawley hates people, period. He just kind of does what he does, and he's in and out. But that was kind of my recap of Moon Knight issue number 2 from 2006, part 2 of The Bottom. And yeah, it was a violent, gory book. I don't think I've seen one like that since. That being said, I've never read a Punisher book, so I may have to do that also. But it kind of informs you why Moon Knight is in the state that he's in and what he's going to have to overcome in order to get back to being Moon Knight one day. And we'll see how he does it by the end of this story. But that is part 2. If you enjoyed yourself, if you like this video, go ahead, hit the like button. And if you want to keep up with me, catching up with the comics, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and of course, feel free to leave comments. I love feedback, and I'm going to leave it like I always do. Love yourself, love others, and I will be back in a flash.